Arr. I'll give you a tale of treasure. Alright. I wanted to show you a few things here. This is about the Goonies 2 adventure for the search for the Ark of the Covenant. Alright. Henry Sinclair, he comes boogieing down this way, and for some reason, he decides to turn up, and he comes in right here. He sets up camp in this area here. And then I believe this is when they saw the smoke from Stellarton. From Stellarton here at the pit, the pitch. So a crew decided to go up because they spent 10 years planning this, preparing it. Enough ships, I think 300 settlers or 500 settlers with them. So then they sail through here, come up around, and they would find this safe harbor here. And the rivers that would flow down to Stellarton, where they could get the pitch. And so that would be the place to set up. And I believe that because the first settlers, Scots from Scotland, after the documented school taught first people that came, they settled up here to cover up any trace of the previous settlers. So this is my theory, because right here are the First Nations. I'm sorry, I butcher everybody's pronunciations, but it's First Nation Guardians ones here with the Templar flag. They're also right here in this area here. So they would be guarding the two rivers that flow up to the area, the West River here coming. Each one of them, that could be the Door, the Oak Island. There's another one. Zoom in here. One right there. There's that one. And this side here, you have that one, and also the one that they say Glooscap made, Henry Sinclair. Right there, the 5 islands. So he could dock his ships there and keep them, and he could dock them there or on that island there. And if necessary, if any threat, because they could see from back here both sides. And that way they could use the river to reach both sides, get to their ships, and they could flee. But then Henry Sinclair went back, was assassinated. They knew they had to hide the treasure, and this here. See, the Salmon River comes up, goes up. The West River one goes up. Right here they have where you can see both sides. You can view both harbors. Where the experts, because of the money pit and that New Ross lady, the Hope one, the hippie in the 70s, saying that she said that the castle's right here. the Sinclairs went and different ones visited, and they don't think that that is the site. And if it was the site, then there should be more attention given, but it's kind of basically ignored. Right here is the money pit area. And see, there's all kinds of islands there. And it's down on where it's supposed to be in the written is the place where the pitch, the fire, with a harbor, a safe harbor, a river, and also to be able to reach it from both sides of the peninsula. You can't reach it from both sides here. You follow the Gaspé River and it stops a great distance away from New Ross. It wouldn't be a selling point. It wouldn't even be worthwhile mentioning. And so that what caught my interest, so I decided to, and this is where I'm gonna do my search. This is where I believe the castle sits. And they hit it. I believe they hit it, and it sits right there. The chambers. See, there's barely any water coming in, barely any water leaving, and it's because of a beaver dam here. This all, you can see where it gets right deep. And these ones mentioned that there's no topsoil at all. So I'm going to, instead of how I went, I would go and hike around. I got a 4x4, and you need it for this road here. And I'm going to then go up the power line. And I think I can only make it here because it gets pretty wet here. And I think they had a tracked vehicle for the power line. As you can see, it's getting like wet. So I'll park if I can, if it's safe, right there. It's a hill that goes up. There's a hill there with a, and then walk in from there into that area. And there's a large softwood around here that can be seen in video. And that creek runs, it's right around here. And up here in the marsh, and I want to investigate here where they did some digging just to see what's up. Run the metal detector and just go around the zone. This is where the bank is. This is where like a retaining wall there. This is kind of the idea I'm getting here of how this is pointing to, the door opens to the east. And I believe they took all this material, built this lake, and have covered it over while also using logs that are preserved to create a structure to keep the dirt and help support up and marsh or something. There's water anyway, there's something going on, and it running out of the gateway into the lake. And that is where I think, where I'm going to be searching. So I'd like to, I'm going to get the drone over the lake because I once seen on satellite some interesting objects right here, almost like a white pillar. I don't know if they are removing some of the, but right there and right there, I got the proper filters, CF filters, to see through the water and get a look in that area. In this area here, with all the mounds and lumps on this other section here, there's one area, it looks like somebody had dug something out, and you can see it's almost like a dugout channel and never filled it in. So I want to look there. It's been there for a while because there's like trees and dead all in it. So I haven't explored this area. I want to find those logs that the gentleman mentioned that were in this area. This is a tiny little creek that you just get across pretty easy there. It's just the water coming in there and from that creek there. And so, yeah, he said when he built this, it was no topsoil, just flat stones and a thin layer of dust. He's the diver that told me about the deep chambers, and he wanted to go down in them and see how big the fish were at the bottom of it. That's how deep, see how old they were. So I'd love to get down there. I was thinking, even if possible, I even got one of those big old magnet, for magnet fishing. If I could get out on a boat or something, or some way to get out deep enough, see if I could snag something metal and, I don't know, clue or something. of somebody being there a while ago. But this I'm going to check out up in here, and also record also with the drone, and also record there's like square sinkholes sinking on the top along with the mounds and the log shaped sinkholes. So I want to measure out the size, see if the square shaped sinkholes, see if the sides are the same and the ends are the same, which means that there was some intelligence there underneath instead of just some random, it looks like a square type thing. And also this way I can record, keep all this, and show like, hey, there's something different about this area. And I think that is the walls. My assumption now, just because it builds up, it has like that runway there, and then it drops down like an opening, and then it goes up again on these sides here with that retaining wall there, and whatever else they would use all the material here to make it hide and make sure nobody found that treasure. So getting into that lake would be cool with a drone, with diver or whatever. But at least I can drive up here, park, just set up, do my videos, and get out there before there's any leaves on the trees and different things to make it easier recording and looking at the soil, without having to disturb it or anything. So just wanted to share. That is the area. Wondering about that also. But these areas, like there's Bible Hill, there's Mount Ephraim, there's Durham, all these different kind of biblical names along the way. So, yeah. And out back here, if anybody's ever heard of the story about the Gully Lake Hermit and that, I was watching one of his, and he mentioned that these he would call them spirits, come and visit him in that area. And anytime anybody would give him alcohol, he'd have to dump out something, because it was a very sensitive area, he said, in this area here. And he lived there. Sadly, nobody took him out or even built him a decent place, but that's the way it goes, I guess. So, the old one eye there. So, straight edge, straight back, square there. That's right, I think. And they created this to hide it. It fits where the two rivers come together. They have the lookout point there, up on that mount. Strategically, it's at the cross, straight at the cross, and it has the rivers. It has the guardians to watch over it, that fly the Templar flag, and the Oak Islands, the Door Islands, the Henry Sinclair made islands, the whatever, Oak Islands. So, yeah. That's where 13 million pounds of treasure sits. The treasure of Israel. Right there. Yeah. Pretty cool. Thanks for watching. This is just a video to show where I'm going to be going this spring, summer, and why. So you can get a visual of the area. Thanks for watching, man. Yeah. There it is. Right there. Take it easy. Love Batman.